You tell me so we can settle this once and for all. Who was the ultimate 80s action star? Do you think it was Schwarzenegger? Do you think it was Stallone? Or do you think it was Willis? Each of these legends brought something unique to the genre, but only one can wear the crown. And I need you to tell me in the comments who that is. So let's start with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the walking embodiment of 80s action excess. Everything about Arnold was big. His muscles, his movies, his one-liners. He wasn't just an action star. He was an event. The Terminator, Predator, Commando, The Running Man. Every film felt like a power fantasy come to life. And whether he was a killer cyborg or a one-man army or an intergalactic warrior, Arnold made action look effortless. Of course, and then there was his one-liners, right? No one could drop a line like Arnold. I'll be back. Get to the chopper. I can't even do him justice. His dialogue was so over the top that it became legendary. But for all his dominance, Arnold had weaknesses. Let's be real. He wasn't exactly a master of dramatic acting. His thick Austrian accent, it limited his range. And emotional depth, well, not really his thing. His characters weren't relatable. They were larger than life, practically superheroes. Well, before superheroes took over Hollywood. But that's also why he was so great. He made action movies feel massive. Like something we would never see in real life. Now, let's look at Sylvester Stallone, the ultimate fighter, where Arnold was the unstoppable force. Stallone was the underdog, the guy who had to fight for everything. And he gave us not one, but two of the greatest action franchises of all time, Rocky and Rambo. Now with Rocky, he proved that action movies could have heart. He wasn't just throwing punches. He made you feel every single one. And then there was Rambo, a character who started as a broken war veteran and evolved into a one-man army. Rambo First Blood Part 2 turned him into a full-blown 80s action icon, complete with a machine gun, and a red headband. Now, Stallone's biggest strength, he could actually act. He wrote and directed his own films, and when he wanted to, he could bring real depth to his characters. But his weakness, not every movie was a knockout. For every Rocky and Rambo, there was a Cobra or an Over the Top, which I actually loved. Films that tried to be tough but didn't quite land. He also had a habit of taking himself a little too seriously, which sometimes made his performances feel forced compared to Arnold's effortless charisma. And then there's Bruce Willis, the wild card in this battle. Before Die Hard, action heroes were muscle-bound titans who barely broke a sweat. Then along came John McClane, a normal cop caught in a nightmare. And suddenly, action movies changed forever. In Christmas movies. Willis was different from Arnold and Stallone. He wasn't a soldier, a boxer, or a bodybuilder. He was a guy. He got hurt. He got tired. He made mistakes, and he was funny. His wisecracks and sarcasm made McClane feel like someone you'd actually know. His catchphrase, yippee-ki-yay, mother, became one of the greatest action lines of all time. Now, Willis's biggest strength, he was relatable. You didn't watch Die Hard and think, yeah, I could be Schwarzenegger, but you could picture yourself as McClane crawling through air vents and taking on bad guys with nothing but guts and luck. Now, his biggest weakness? In the 80s, Die Hard was really his only major action film. He wasn't dominating the genre like Arnold or Stallone. At the time, he was still known for Moonlighting, a comedy drama on TV. It wasn't until the 90s that he really became an action staple. So, who takes the crown? Is it Schwarzenegger, the unstoppable action god? Is it Stallone, the warrior with a heart? Or Willis, the underdog who changed action forever? Drop your pick in the comments, because this debate, well, it's probably never going to be over, but you tell me.